Right, Shredders, today we're going to talk about possibly one of the most overlooked skills in mountain biking, and that is good body position. Alright, I know body position is maybe not the most exciting thing, but if you master this one thing, it's going to make everything else so much easier, so stay tuned and find out what I'm talking about. Riding seated is most often used for riding along the flat and for climbing, and there are some subtle body position changes, and you can check those out in my technical climbing video, but today we're going to concentrate on the body position when you're stood on the pedals, often used for descending and going over rough ground. You want to actually be stood up on the pedals with your pedals level. So having the pedals level means that your weight is evenly balanced on the bike. Then from there, ideally, you want to have the ball of your foot over the pedal axle or a bit further forward, however you feel comfortable. You want to have your heels down because what that does is keeps your weight behind those pedal axles and it gives you a lot more grip on the pedal. And that does apply even if you ride clips because it helps to keep stability in the bike. And then your knees, you just want them to be kind of lightly flexed, so not too straight like this and not too bent like that. You just want to be just hovering over the saddle. And then if we come around and have a look at the elbows, again, I've just got them lightly flexed. I'm not sticking them out loads, just lightly flexed, and that means that I can keep my body kind of centered over the bike. I can allow the bike to move around underneath me. And then we get to the head. You need to make sure your head's nice and up. You're looking where you're going. That means you're better to deal with whatever's coming on the trail. So that would be your go-to position, for example, after you've ridden down a steep slope, you kind of revert back to that ready position, or you've come out of a corner and you're just rolling along. What I really want to get across to you in this video is that the body position isn't a fixed, static, sort of one-size-fits-all position. You actually, to be a really good fluid rider, you want to be moving around on the bike, probably way more than you realise. So it's human nature to back away from things that we're scared of, and that translates into bike riding insofar as people will often have their weight too far back. Now the problem with that is that it means that you end up with very light handling, like light steering, and in turn very little grip on the front wheel, and that can lead to front wheel washouts and just a general, it actually means that you're going to feel less confident, so it actually compounds the problem of being a bit fearful of what's coming. So it's really important to try and stay central on the bike in a fore-aft position. Obviously when you're going down something steeper, you are naturally going to put that weight a little bit far back, but don't forget to bring it back forward again into that ready position once you're back on something a little bit flatter. Watch as I ride along this trail. You'd better see that I'm constantly making subtle changes in my body position, perhaps to manual off the rocks or to allow my bike to come up over me and then push down after them. And then in those far corners there, I'm doing a nice pump through, which feels really nice, really flowy. So what we're really looking for is that flowing feeling, and being really dynamic with your bike and not being stuck in that stiff position is really going to enhance that, and that's what we're trying to achieve here. So when I was saying about keeping those elbows and knees lightly flexed, it's so that you can go, you have the space on your bike to go over these things. If you're very bent in the arms, you don't have the ability to allow the bike to come up underneath you and then go down away from you as you go up and over or off a little rock like this. With lightly flexed elbows and legs, the bike can come up towards me and then I can push it away. Now I'm too low over the bike, there's nowhere for me to go. So next time you head out on your bike, just see if you can start to allow the bike to move around a lot more underneath you. Just stay really relaxed and make all these subtle movements, and just really try and work on not being stiff on the bike if that's something that you do. One of the things that I've found really helpful in the past is actually saying to yourself, oh, just ride loose, ride loose. And it might sound ridiculous, but actually it does help. And as you say it to yourself, you imagine in your mind just allowing that bike to move around underneath you and staying really relaxed. And over time, that's going to start to happen naturally. You're going to start to put in little pumps into stuff, pushing down into dips, and you're going to start to really get that flow on the trail. It's also going to enhance your confidence because you'll feel more at home on the bike, and in turn, that's going to help you to progress your riding. So I hope you found that really helpful. As always, if you've got any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. Hit like if you enjoyed the video and press subscribe for more tutorials like this one. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.